All right, action, folks, action. Factoring quadratics intro, all right? So we have to factor this as a product of two binomials, all right? So, two binomials, ready? I want you guys to highlight, underline, whatever you want to do. We got a -3 right there. We've got a -10 right there. I need you to do this. Ready? Blank plus a blank equals -3. And put a blank times a blank equals -10, just like that. We're looking now, when you guys are doing this, always, always, always start with your factors. Your factors of what? Your factors of 10, silly! 10 times 1 and 5 times 2. Only one of these could possibly get us to a -3. And I'll give you a hint. It's not the 10 and the 1. It's got to be the what? 5 and the 2. Well, how? Well, right now, here's what I do. Ready? I put a 5 and a 2, and I put a 5 and a 2, and then I think, what number would have to be negative in order for that to be a -3? Right, the 5. Ooh, if I make that the negative, then I got to make that the negative, and ding, 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 I found my two culprits. Now let's put them in jail. Let's put these two culprits in jail, all right? We're going to put x minus 5. That's one of my binomials, and my other binomial is x plus 2. Now, after you do this, here's how you check it. You ask yourself, what's -5 plus 2? -3. What's -5 times 2? -10. And that proves to yourself that you got the answer correct. Wow, that was fast. So we just put open parentheses, x minus 5. And then we put open parentheses, x plus 2. Then you just make sure, check it one more time. Yep, that plus that's -3. That times that's -10. And voila, we are done. Ooh. Now I'm going to pause the video because I got to make sure my students understand what just happened. So hold on. All right, so one thing I want to show you before we move on to the next problem. In a quadratic, all right, we always set it equal to 0. Now, when I set these two products equal to 0, then we can find what's known as the solution set. Like, what number would I plug in there to make it equal to 0? That would be a 5. And what number would I plug in here to make it equal to 0? -2. So if we set these two binomials, the product of these two binomials equal to 0, then our solution would be -2 and 5. Now we're going to be leading up to this, okay? You don't need to know it for this assignment, but this is where we're heading. I might say, here's an example, ready? X squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. What are the solutions to this quadratic? And your answer would be -2 and 5. All right, so that's eventually where we are heading. But we're not heading there just yet. Right now, we're just making sure we know how to factor. Oh, are you kidding me? These are so easy. It's just like they've given it to you. It's crazy. So you have a rectangle, all right? And they're saying that the area of this rectangle. So on your paper, just put A, capital A, equal x squared plus 11x plus 28. You don't have to build the beautiful rectangle and all that stuff. But you do need to know that the area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the width. That's supposed to be an L. You can make fun of me, that's fine. There we go. L times W. So, if my area is x squared plus 11x plus 28, and they've given me the length, which is x plus 7, they've basically revealed the answer. Like, how in the world did they reveal the answer? Because we know from our previous problem that what do they have to add up to? They have to add up to what? 11. What do they have to multiply together to equal? 28. What have they already given us? 7. Yeah. So that's pretty easy, right? Just got to be what? X plus 4. What? What the heck are you doing, you crazy guy? Well, what's 7 plus 4? 11. What's 7 times 4? 28. So the width is going to be x plus 4 meters, silly. And I'm just going to put x plus 4 for the answer. Now I'm going to pause the video and see if anybody has any questions. If you don't, by the way, if you pause the video on your end and you ask me questions, I won't answer them because I'm really not there. You're just listening to me. All right, here we go. Let's type it in. Let's just type it in. You know what? I'm going to type this in without parentheses. What? Because remember, what was the last one? The last one we had to use parentheses because it said write it as a what? A product, so I had to use the parentheses. This one I just had to fill in the blank. Ooh, all right, here we go. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to move on to our next section, okay? Factor as the product of two binomials. So here we go. See if you guys can get this. I'm going to pause. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to put blank plus a blank equals -9, and blank times blank equals +20. We are looking for two culprits. These culprits add up to a -9, but they multiply together to equal a +20. And I'm just going to list the factors of 20. It won't take long. So here's the list of usual suspects. Here's your lineup. All right. Here's your lineup. See if you can identify the culprits that could fit these conditions. Good luck. What did you choose? -5 and -4 is correct. -5 and -4 add together to equal -9, and -5 and -4 multiply together to equal +20. Let's put them in jail. By the way, real mathematicians would be like, dude, you really just said put them in jail? Yeah, I did, because I teach high schoolers, and we got to have fun, okay? So just leave me alone. So these are our two what? Factors that make up a product. When you multiply these together, we get this. So that's what I'm going to type in. First product. And yes, I have had coffee, okay? Because coffee is awesome. Squeak, squeakin', squeak, squeaker. I speak squirrel. All right. Ooh, I like this one. Last one. This won't take long. You guys, so right now, if you would please write x squared minus x minus 72 equals parentheses, they gave us one. They said one of them is x plus 8. That's the length. All I got to do is find the width, and I am done with this guy. Now, blank plus blank equals a -1, and blank times blank equals a not 2, sorry, 72. And they've told us one of the answers is 8. See how exciting it's like. Everybody's like, oh, I know the answer. I know the answer. I know the answer. I'm going to pause real quick so I can ask my class if they know the answer. All right, so on this one, all right, now I'm not going to list all the factors of 72. I mean, that would just take a long time. Like, hold on, I missed one. 24 times 3, 18 times 4. I think we got, what, 12 times 6 and 9 times 8. Oh, I lied. So these are all the factors of 72, but only one of them could possibly get me to a -1. So what do I got to put right here? A -9. Ding, 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 ding. It works. So right here I'm going to put x minus 9, just like that. X minus 9, and I'm done. You know, kind of, you have very creative problems. I really appreciate these. It reminds me of, you know, back in the day. I wish I could have done this, but oh well. Here we go. So put x minus 9, and I get this really good positive response. Great work. I will just keep going. But we're going to keep going with something a little bit different. Factoring quadratics with a common factor. So right now, this one we're going to spend a little bit more time on, then you'll have the rest of the period to work. So if you would, please. We're going to factor this guy completely. Like, what? Factor him completely. So please write that down nice and neat. While you're writing it down, I never expect you to do something I'm not willing to do myself. I'm going to write it down too. Now I'm just going to give you a hint. This is the, right here, this is the factor we're going to factor out first. All right, so I'm just going to highlight what we're going to factor out first. On every single one of these problems, whatever number's leading at the very beginning, that's what you're going to factor out. So what does that mean when you factor something out? Basically, it means you're going to divide and you're going to divide and you're going to divide everything by the number that you're factoring out, which is -2 and -2 and -2. So here we go. What are we factoring out, everybody? -2. All right. So let's do a little math in our heads. Now, -2 divided by -2 is... The whole class said 1. Good job, guys. Excellent. Good job. All right. 20 divided by -2 is -10. Very good. Very good. And -48 divided by -2 is +24. So, guys, step 1. Factor whatever numbers in front of that x squared out. That's what we're going to be doing, okay? Because what did we just find? We found a what? Common factor. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to write it down here. See if you guys can see what I'm going to do. So now, hopefully, you are caught up with me. Do you see this guy right here? Do you see him? That's what we're factoring now. Okay, so listen up. You got to find two numbers that add up together to equal -10. But those exact same two numbers multiply together to equal +24. Now we're just back to exactly what we did just a few minutes ago. All right. So what two numbers add up to a -10, but they multiply together to equal a +24? I'm going to say a -6 and a -4. Because these two numbers add together to equal a -10, but they multiply together to equal a +24. Now, I didn't list all the factors of 24, but all the factors of 24 are 24 times 1, 12 times 2, 8 times 3, and 6 times 4. All these multiply together to equal 24, but these are the only ones that could get me to a what? Can get me to a 10. So my final answer is x minus 6 and x minus 4. But what did we start the whole process out? We started the whole process by factoring out what? Factoring out that number that was in front of the x squared. So once we factored it out, we could take this and we could factor it. So when it says factor what? Factor completely. Everybody, this is your answer, factored completely. That's the complete factorization, so to speak, of this. So I'm going to carefully type that in, and we'll see if they agree with my reasoning. -2, open parentheses, x minus 6, close parentheses, open parentheses, x minus 4. This times this times this should get me back all the way back to this guy. Nailed it. By the way, this is a little bit harder, so we're going to do more than one. Okay, we'll do more than one. Let's do this one now. It won't take very long because now we've already seen the process. So now the next time you'll be like, okay, I kind of know what he's going to do. I'm going to write it down first, though, just like I asked my students to. 6x squared minus 30x plus 24. Does anybody know what number I'm going to factor out first? Yes! So a student said 6, and I said yes. Sorry, for some reason I just thought of ELF. Yes! All right, so we divide everything by what? 6. So we put 6, put an open parentheses, okay? So I'm going to factor out a 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. -30 divided by 6 is -5. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. So there we go. So now, once you have everything factored out, check it out. You guys see this right here? This is all we have to factor left. So now we just go back to the drawing board, which makes it very easy. We just got to go blank plus blank equal -5 and blank times blank equal +4. Now, this one's going to be super easy because we really don't have that many factors of 4. It's just what? 4 times 1 and 2 times 2. Well, what's the only set of factors that could somehow get us to some type of 5? Yeah, just that one, right? So what would we have to finish this off with? This would have to be a -4 and a -1 and a -4 and a -1. And this is kind of like you're just a math detective. That's all you are. You have clues. What are the clues? They add up to -5. They multiply together to equal +4. And you have to find the culprits that are responsible for this crime and put them in jail. And that's your answer right there. See how much faster that one went? Super fast. So I'm going to carefully type that in. Going to type it in right up there. So we have 6. I open it up. It was what? X minus 4, correct? And X minus 1? Somebody said yes, so I'm trusting him. Yay! Let's do one more. And then I'll let you guys have the rest of the period just to struggle and get ones wrong and get frustrated and then go back and get it done right the next time. Because that's how we learn. When there is no struggle, there is no progress. That's not me. That was Frederick Douglass. He said that one day. All right. So write it down just like that. This is, unfortunately, we've got to factor out the dadgum same number. So what number am I going to divide every single thing by? 6, right? Divide that by 6, divide that by 6, divide. So I'm factoring out a 6. So I got to put the 6 up front. Then that leaves me with x squared. -18 divided by 6 is -3. -60 divided by 6 is negative. Interesting. You guys see this one right here? I'm just going to go back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Look at this one. Isn't that funny? You guys see that one right there? Oh, it's the same one. I know, I'm having fun over here. So basically, two numbers that what? Add up, in case you were like, you didn't see the pattern, it's okay. They add up to what? -3, and they multiply together to equal -10. So what did we already find those to be? -5 and 2. So we're just going to put x minus 5 and x plus 2, and we're going to call it a day, because that's all you got to do. And then you're done, son. All right, that's it. I'll type it in one more time just so you guys know that I'm right once again. It's nice being right every once in a while. Okay. So there we go. 6, open parentheses, what was it? X minus 5 and x plus 2. All right, roll the dice. Man, if we were in Vegas, we'd be winning lots of money. Have a good day.